Hello students, I am Piyusha Mishra. This video is for class 9th English. I will explain some questions. Those are important questions for you. These sample questions are being explained for class 9 English. I hope children will learn these answers well. First, short answer type questions, which you have to answer in 30 to 40 words. First question is, what is Maria's month for success? Answer is, Maria works really hard to fulfill her dreams. She does not shy away from any kind of separation. She does not allow herself to be emotional and sentimental. She is very competitive and works hard to be the best in whatever she does. She is led by the dream of becoming number one in the world. This is her month for success. Next question. Why does the poet want the snake to be spared? Answer is, the poet sees beauty in the snake. For him, it is not a harmful snake. He wishes that it should not be hurt by the snake. It should go over the water into the reeds to hide without being hurt. Next question is, how does the snake try to save himself from the pursuing sticks? Answer is, the snake does not stick to one straight path but winds its way in and out of the path. At last, the snake floats over the water and hides itself into the green reeds. Thus, the snake protects itself from being killed by man. Next question is, how did the Gerard outwit the intruder? Answer is, Gerard proves rather smarter than the intruder. He cooks a false story. He tells the intruder that he himself was a murderer. He will gain nothing by murdering Gerard. Taking on his identity will serve no purpose. He will be hanged to death in either case. He will be hanged to death even as Vincent Charles Gerard. It confuses the intruder. Gerard takes control of the situation. He makes the intruder step into a cupboard and locks it from outside. The police is called and the intruder is arrested. Next question. Why does the intruder intend to kill Gerard? Answer is, the intruder has murdered a policeman. The police are after him. He wants to save himself from the clutches of the police, so he needs a safe place for this purpose. He enters Gerard's cottage for killing him, so that his identity can be used. Next question is, why did the author's mother run again into the burning house and why? Answer, when the house caught fire, narrator and his mother were in the house. Zen's mother ran out of the house carrying a small metal box full of important documents. She again ran back to bring back father's pictures and letters. Next question. Why did the author miss his old teachers? Answer. When he changed his school, he could not adjust himself in the new environment. He felt himself alienated. He, in his new school, did not feel good. He kept visiting his old school and teachers. His life had become dull. Next question. Which two things did Bryson remember at the Logan Airport in Boston? Answer. At Logan Airport in Boston, he tried to get his card out of the bag, but he found the zip jammed. He made every effort to pull it again and again. At last, the zip gave way and all his things lay scattered on the floor. He got confused. Also, he did not remember the room number of his hotel. Next question. How did the last leaf become Bearman's masterpiece? Answer is, Bearman was an old artist of 60 years. While painting the leaf on the wall, he was completely drenched. He fell to pneumonia and died. But before his death, he was successful in fulfilling his dream of making a masterpiece. Next question. Why the story is entitled The Last Leaf? Answer is, the story is entitled The Last Leaf as it was a masterpiece that was painted by Bearman, who gave up his life to make up that masterpiece. On the other hand, it was a ray of hope in the life of Jhansi, hence the story is entitled The Last Leaf. Next question. Who were Shiv and Jhansi? Where did they live? Answer. Shiv and Jhansi were two young artists. Their economic condition was not good. They were strugglers. They lived in the artists' colony. They shared a small flat. Who is Maria Sharapova? Write about her achievements. Answer. Maria Sharapova is a girl of many talents, but she is best a professional tennis player. Her father's name is Yuri. She won the ladies' single crown at Wimbledon in 2004. She held number 1 position in women's tennis on 22nd August 2005. Next question is, why did the author's grandfather buy Toto from the Tonga driver? Toto seemed out of place with the Tonga driver. He looked pretty also. Grandfather wanted to include him in his pets, so he decided to buy him. Next question. What offer was made by Sergey to the beggar in order to discourage him from beginning? Why? Answer is, he offered him the job of chalkboard at his home. Later on, he sent him to one of his friends to do the job of chopping. Next question is, what message is conveyed by the poem on killing a tree? Answer is, the common people cut trees as they have no alternatives, but they should not cut down trees and spoil the beauty of nature. Moreover, they should discover other sources to fulfill their needs. They should be encouraged to use steel sheets in their doors and windows. The tribal people should be given every support to decrease their dependence on trees. They should be made responsible to protect trees in their areas and plant more trees. Besides, people should be made aware of the environmental problems which is created after cutting down trees. We have to protect trees at any cost. Next question is, what finally kills the tree? Answer is, there are two stages of killing a tree. First, the tree should be pulled out entirely. Its roots are to be exposed to the sun and the air. Secondly, the roots are to be squeezed in the sun. When the roots are squeezed, these turn brown, hard and withered. The tree is finally killed. Next question is, how does the Guru manage to save his disciples' life? Answer is, he reached there at once and created a drama. They started quarreling for the stake. They expressed their willingness to choose the stake before the other. On seeing this situation, the king got confused and could not decide what to do. On being asked, the Guru told that whoever chose the stake first would become the king in the next world, and the second would become the minister. Both the king and the minister were tempted and chose the stake one by one. In this way, the Guru could save his disciple. Now, next question. What two things were different in the kingdom of fools? Answer is, everything was upside down in the story. In the kingdom of fools, the Guru and his disciple found that people slept in daytime and worked during the nights. Everything, whether rice or banana, cost the same. Any disobedience was punished. Next question. Describe the statue of the happy prince as depicted in the beginning of the story. Answer. The statue was covered all over with the leaves of fine gold. Two bright sapphires were fixed in the place of eyes, and the heart was made of lead. A large ruby was fixed in his sword hilt. Next question is, what are the Guru's words of wisdom? When does the disciple remember them? Answer. The words of Guru were, they are all fools. They won't last very long and you can't tell what they'll do to you next. Their behavior is not predictable. The disciple remembered them when he was going to be executed. Next question is, what happened when Toto has taken to Saharanpur? Answer is, as soon as grandfather reached Saharanpur, he had to show his ticket to the inspector. While he was doing so, Toto suddenly poked his head out of the bag and grinned at the ticket collector. This obviously frightened him. To grandfather's surprise, he demanded 3 rupees fare for Toto, considering him to be a dog. Grandfather argued with the ticket collector that Toto was not a dog, but he wouldn't listen to it and charged the fare from him. Next question. How does Toto come to grandfather's private zoo? Answer. Toto was in the captivity of Tonga driver. The grandfather got sympathetic with the monkey and thought that his private zoo would be a better place for Toto. So he purchased Toto for Tonga driver or Tonga wala from 5 rupees. Next question. How did Sergey recognize the beggar? Answer. Sergey recognized the beggar because he had seen him earlier. He told him different stories about himself and asked for pity. Next question is, why did the doctor live in a small poor house? Answer is, the doctor had just set up medical practice and his income was not enough. Next question, what kind of woman did the doctor decide to marry? Answer is, doctor wanted to marry a woman doctor who had plenty of money and a good medical practice. She had to be fat for a valid reason. If the doctor made some silly mistake and needed to run away, she would not be able to run after him and catch him. Now next question is, how does Toto take a bath? Where does he learn to do this? Answer is, he would cunningly test the temperature with his hand, then gradually step into the bath, first one foot, then the other, until he was into the water up to his neck. Once comfortable, he would take the soap in his hands or feet and rub himself all over. When the water became cold, he would get out and run as quickly as he could to the kitchen fire in order to dry himself. He had learned this from the narrator. Next question. How does Toto almost boil himself alive? One day in the kitchen, Toto saw boiling kettle. He opened the lid and stood in it. Just then grandmother came and pulled him out. Otherwise, Toto would have burnt himself alive. Next question is, narrate the incident of new teacher's behavior in the classroom. Answer. One day when Kalam was in the 5th standard at the Rameshwaram elementary school, a new teacher came to his class. He could not endure a Hindu priest's son sitting with the Muslim boy. The author was asked to sit on the back bench. He felt very sad, and so did Ramanatha Sastri. Next question. What did Abdul Kalam learn from his parents? Answer. Abdul's parents were simple but full of wisdom. His father avoided all inessential comforts and luxuries. Abdul inherited honesty and self-discipline from his father and faith in goodness and deep kindness from his mother. Now next question. Why did Abdul Kalam want to leave Rameshwaram? Answer. Abdul Kalam asked his father for permission to leave Rameshwaram and study at the district headquarters in Ramanathapuram. Next question is, who were Kalam's school friends? Answer is, Ramanatha Sastri, Arvindan and Shiv Prakashan were Abdul Kalam's school friends. Ramanatha Sastri became the high priest of the Rameshwaram temple. Arvindan is a transport businessman and Shiv Prakashan was the catering contractor for the Southern Railways. Next question. What kind of a room did the doctor live in? Answer is, it was a small rented room without electricity. It was an outer room with one wall facing the open yard. It had a tiled roof with long supporting gables that rested on the beam over the wall without ceiling. The room was full of rats. Next question. Why did the doctor have to light the kerosene lamp on reaching his room? Answer is, he was living in a rented room and had no facility there. The house was not electrified, so he had to light the kerosene lamp. Now, come to the writing section. In your writing section, diary entry, letter writing and story writing would be asked. I will start with diary entry. Question is, Robin, a boy of your school, has done such a surprising work that whole school become amazed by that. Being a classmate, write your experiences in a diary. Sign as Robin, a boy of your school, has done such a surprising work that whole school became amazed by that. Being a classmate, write your experiences in a diary. Sign as Priyanka. As you write the diary, and it is compulsory to write date, then time, then salutation, then contents. Sunday, 9th November 2019, 9 p.m. Dear Diary, heading is Robin's Generosity. Today, the whole school was mystified to see the generosity of Robin. Robin, who has a very bad reputation in his school, appeared to be a very generous one. Today, one of the maids working in school told that her husband has been diagnosed of bone TB and she has no money for his treatment. Robin was also there, and without any second thought, he offered to provide all his support to her. He immediately took details of the hospital and reached there. He deposited the required amount there and instructed the hospital to inform him if anything more was needed. It was all his savings from pocket money. Nobody had ever thought of such a missionary attitude of Robin. This act of Robin changed the entire misconception about him in school. Even his parents felt proud of this step. They too promised to bear all expenses of hospital. Then sign yourself as Priyanka. Here is a letter, complaint letter. The question is, you are a resident of Delhi and love its beautiful architecture. Recently, you visited the Red Fort and were disturbed by the poor maintenance, as well as the careless and negligent attitude of the visitors, who spoiled the buildings by writing on it. Write a letter to Red Fort Conservation Committee expressing concern over this affair and the need for awakening a sense of pride and love for such monuments in the common people. And answer will be address 3611 Phase 3 Gagan Bihar, Delhi, March 2nd, 2019. First was the sender's address, then date. After that, receiver's address. Red Fort Committee, New Delhi. Subject: complaint about the deplorable condition of our monuments. Sir, I would like to assert the fact that we Indians, particularly Dalitis, do not value our heritage. We carelessly spoil our treasures. It can be seen in the attitude of the people towards the historical monuments. Delhi is rich in monuments of the Hindu, Delhi Sultanate, Mughals, and British periods. In Europe, such a legacy would be preserved and beautified, but here it is spoiled and ruined by our own people. Though carelessness, laziness, and sheer disregard. See the Red Fort and you find not history but romantic messages. We need to be proud of our city. Only then will be motivated to preserve its beauty. Even Connaught Place, belonging to the recent colonial history, has lost its elegance and style. I appealed to our citizens to open their eyes and fall in love with the beauty of our city. Yours truly, Mohitar. Next question is story writing. Question is, Madhur decided to write a story, but after some time he could not complete the story as he lost interest in it. Complete the story in 150 to 200 words. Answer: The Gong of Justice is the heading of the story. Once there was a farmer who had a cow. Cow gave him sweet milk and the cup to plough his fields. Farmer gave her lush green grass to eat. These are the beginning lines, and after adding these lines, you have to complete the story. Once there was a farmer who had a cow. Cow gave him sweet milk and the cup to plough his fields. Farmer gave her lush green grass to eat. The farmer took the cow for grazing in the fields. She went deep in the dense forest with the herd of cattle. As soon as dusk approached, farmer followed and the cow used to return back to go with the farmer. But it did not last long. The cow became older day by day. Now she was unable to give milk. For the farmer, she became a useless creature. He started giving her dried husk to eat once in a day. Cow usually remained hungry. It was too difficult to eat the dry straw. If she didn't eat, the farmer beat her badly. One day she decided to run away from farmer's house. At night, when farmer was sleeping, cow came out of the house and slowly went deep in the forest. She reached in an old inn. There was a gong in that inn. It was an ancient gong. People used to believe that long ago, if anyone had any problem and wanted justice, then one could play the gong loudly and justice would be served. The cow, irritated of not getting regular food, started rubbing her neck into the gong, making it to sound loudly. Hearing the sound in, people started collecting hurriedly. In no time, one committee of 5 members was set up to serve justice. This was the time of cow. They understood everything after looking at the condition of the cow. That farmer was also present there. Elderly people ordered him to take the cow back to his home and to take special care of her. The farmer felt guilty for his behavior and he started taking care of the cow once again. It is truly sad. One loves the fruit and not the tree. Moral of the story: we must be obliged to those who give us sweet fruits and who work for us. That is the story. Next question is grammar. Fill in the blanks with appropriate words. Tanu is a girl of 12. She reads S.A. a good school of the city. Her father, a landlord, lives blank B, the village joker. Is also able to support a family. Blank C. 10. He always works blank D, the charity. Now read the answer. A blank will be filled with in a good school of the city. B blank will be filled with the in. Blank C will be filled with of, and blank D will be filled with the word for. Now next question. Following paragraph is not edited. There is an error in each line. You have to find the error and you will write the error in incorrect place and you will write the correction under the correct place. Yesterday when I am going out for a walk, I see a car coming from my. In first line, in place of am, it will be was. I see a car coming from my. In second line, in place of see, there will be saw. I saw a car coming from my right and stride down a cyclist. In place of stride, it will be struck. The cyclist was come there. In place of come, there will be coming. Coming there for the opposite side. He fall down. In place of fall, it will be fell. Unconscious. A man of the crowd. In place of there will be from the crowd, which had gathering there. In place of gathering, there will be gathered. Taken the injured man to hospital. Taken. In place of taken, there will be took. These are your answers. You read the answer and you prepare such more paragraphs. Next question will be rearrange the following words, phrases into meaningful sentences. You can read the sentences which are written in disorder. You will read and you will prepare the meaningful sentence, perfect sentence. A. Here I will tell you the answer only. Sarita had upset the old man with her remarks. B. We must respect old people and care for them. C. Always try to help those who need it from you. Now next question again is the passage that is not edited paragraph, but this is omission. One word is missing here. You will find out the word, which word is missing, and you will note the word after writing before and afterward. Time was when you stood a long queue or jostle. Here you will fill stood in a long queue or jostle. With a rowdy crowd, just look up the exam result. With a rowdy crowd, here you will fill. One is the example that is given for you. In this line, you have to fill the word which is missing and the word I have taken out just to look. In next line, pasted boards outside the school auditorium. Here, pasted on. You will fill the word pasted on boards. In next line, technology now made data bad memory as. Technology has now. You have to fill the word has here in place of technology and now. In between technology and now. Next line. Students, parents alike have the convenient option of looking up the results on the internet. Here you will write the word and between students and parents. This brings us to the end of the video. Thank you.